Hi, Zev here. I'm here with Rui Gouveia, who runs BuildUp Labs. They're actually Rui is hosting me today, and I'm hosting him in our podcast. BuildUp Labs is one of the most important and most active incubators in the Portuguese tech ecosystem, and we will be doing a lot of videos with his own incubatee companies, try to make them known to the expat world and expats that are coming here. And it's great to sit with Rui. We've known each other for a while now, and we've been doing a lot of things together. Rui, it's great to host you in your own place.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Tell us about BuildUp Labs.
So BuildUp Labs is both a venture studio and a startup incubator. We are actually a spin-off from a digital marketing agency that me and two co-founders started back in the days, like 24 years ago. And the agency was working for big brands, but the team was always coming up with ideas for products, tools, business models that we wanted to try, that we thought we had the right skills to make them work, but we did not have the right context because we were part of the agency. So I was able to convince my co-founders to spin off BuildUp Labs into a separate company and started as a venture studio or a startup studio or a venture builder. There are many different names to describe this type of organization that we build, which is a company that specializes in building new companies. So that's what we've been doing as a startup studio for the last 12, 13 years, is optimizing the process of going from idea to market and to scale. We've launched 18 businesses. We had already 5 exits at the moment, early exits, and those exits allowed us to keep spinning off more products and businesses at the venture studio. While we were building the venture studio, we started to be much more involved with the ecosystem here in Portugal. So we started to be invited to be mentors, jury members, etc., with universities, with other acceleration programs. And then we started to develop some relationships with founders and startups that we met along the way. And we were supporting them in a very informal, non-structured way. But at some point we decided that we could have a much bigger impact on the success of those startups if we had some kind of structure to better support these companies. So that's when we decided to create the incubator, to have this structured support platform to help these entrepreneurs that we were already working with. So the incubator started over in COVID times, and we have been growing very rapidly. We are very happy, and we are supporting around 60 startups from 24 different nationalities at the incubator.
So you're at the heart of Lisbon as a lively, growing startup ecosystem. If you had to give 3 reasons for people to come to Lisbon and start their company here, well, what would those be?
Okay, you probably already heard about the weather, the food, the wine, the pastel de nata, so I'm not going to mention those. That's 4, sorry. I'm not going to mention those, even though those are very, very real. I think there are a couple of things that also benefit our ecosystem, like the time zone is definitely important. We have a very flexible time zone that allows to be able to even work during working hours, working in many different with many different areas of the world. Where else? We do have some good government incentives for sure. There's this willingness from the government to keep incentivizing the startup ecosystem here. We do need to deal with a lot of bureaucracy, as you already know very well. And what else? And then the talent. I think we have amazing people, not just good people, amazing professionals, both from the technical side, the business side. Yeah, I think talent, definitely.
What are your future plans for BuildUp Labs?
So our mission right now is to increase the startup success rate. So as you know, startups have a high mortality rate. So I guess that both at the studio, where we are very systematic on the approach on going from idea to market, we are bringing that process also to the incubator, and our main goal is to help the startups really survive and prosper, so and increase this survival rate.
And funding is a big part of that. We've been working together on trying to connect the talent, startup talent that you have in BuildUp Labs with expats that are coming to Portugal with a lot of skill. Do you see already some expats integrating into existing companies, or do you think that's just getting started?
We do see expats approaching us to be more involved with the ecosystem. Mostly they come to us as mentors, because most of them have some very interesting backgrounds in many different areas and sectors and specific skills. So we have several expats that are part of our mentor network. The investment opportunity is something that currently starts to be an opportunity that we are looking into.
Because for people who are used to Silicon Valley or London valuations, could be pleasantly surprised. There's lots of good companies in Portugal, really looking for capital.
Exactly.
And talent and great opportunities people don't necessarily know about. And you've been very open in sharing your deal flow with the expat community through us and through other channels.
Can I just mention that not just we do have some great companies that are investment ready, but I think that when comparing our reality with any like New York or Silicon Valley, I think a big difference is how much a Portuguese startup is able to move forward with a very small amount.
One of the main advantages perhaps of setting up your company in Portugal is that not only you can get great talent, that talent can come at a fraction of the cost of major startup ecosystem. So you can get a lot of more bang for the buck, so to speak.
Exactly. Yeah, that's definitely true, and not just because of the talent, but also because of the rest of the cost context that is much lower than in the Silicon Valley or New York, for example.
So people would be surprised by how much progress some companies have made with how little capital.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember that someone mentioned to me that there's this company fundraising in Silicon Valley, and they've raised $3 or $4 million seed round, and they were planning to hire 3 AI engineers with that money. And from a Portuguese perspective, you can hire a whole army.
Exactly, a whole army of also highly qualified data engineers or something like that.
Maybe that sort of leads us to a slightly different demographic, but a very interesting one. Subsidiaries in Portugal. I think many companies in Europe, they don't automatically think of Portugal as a place for subsidiaries, but some of your portfolio companies are subsidiaries, right?
Yeah. Some of them are. We actually have several bigger tech companies opening subsidiaries here just for the talent, mostly.
Maybe on that note, what are seed funds, and where's the opportunity to a deep tech startup from somewhere in the world to come to Portugal and benefit from that money?
So seed funds are venture funds that are specifically created to invest in deep tech companies that invest in R&D. Those companies must be certified here in Portugal, but there's a big government involvement also in these funds to deploy this money into deep tech companies.
So essentially a lot of money in Portugal ready to be deployed into deep tech.
A lot of money, yeah.
And you guys in BuildUp Labs, you know how to help companies get the relevant paperwork so that this can be deployed.
Exactly.
So if any founder is looking for a surprising source perhaps of large-scale money, we're talking millions at a time, right? Then Portugal is a great option, and Rui and his team in BuildUp Labs, they know how to work the official paperwork and how to make that happen. Yeah, maybe another interesting recent opportunities that founders that start subsidiaries here can sell their parent company and have pay no capital gains tax. So the government in Portugal seems to be doing quite a lot to attract people to try and build their businesses in Portugal. And I think you've been seeing that. And kind of from your personal experience, how has it been working with the Portuguese government and its different arms in supporting local startups?
So there's definitely a will to support the entrepreneurial ecosystem and the innovation ecosystem. There are a lot of good programs, even some great entities like Startup Portugal that acts as a government influencer, but it's part of the ecosystem. It's very close with the ecosystem players, listening and collaborating with the ecosystem players. So, and this works really well. There's the bureaucracy issue, but as long as you find ways to deal with it and you understand the process and what needs to be done, I think we have a great opportunities here for sure.
If you wanted to give a kind of an opportunity to send an open message to people that are considering coming to Portugal, either to start a company or to get involved in a company, and BuildUp Labs have been very helpful to a lot of those and kind of a connector within the industry. What would your message be?
I would say that again, we already talked a bit about the context. I think we have great context for entrepreneurial ventures. Here we have one of the biggest events, which is the Web Summit. In November, there's around 70,000 people joining here in Lisbon, so it's a very thriving moment for us, where investors from all over, startups from all over come together. Then, apart from the Web Summit, again, talent is, I think, one of the most valuable assets that we have. Like from the human perspective, from the professional perspective, I think we are a great community overall to support entrepreneurship, entrepreneurs, investors.
Another initiative that you're working on, and we hope to do it together, is a pitching event to showcase. So we're doing these videos that we're collaborating on that, but we also want to do a pitching, maybe a Shark's Tank style pitching event to showcase Portuguese startups to anyone who might be interested in getting involved. So maybe tell us a little bit about this event that you're doing together with Startup Lisboa.
So yeah, on the 28th of March, we are putting together with Startup Lisboa, we are getting some certified startups, so startups that are investment ready, to pitch in front of expats that are willing to meet the founders, meet the opportunities. So I think it will be a very interesting moment. So bring your questions, bring your money, and be willing to bet on these amazing startups.
So maybe there is, I think generally, I think most of the people, foreigners living in Portugal will agree that we've received a very warm welcome in general from Portugal and the Portuguese. There are some caveats to that, so there's some sound bites or sound bits of kind of blaming expats for raising prices and causing inflation, and maybe there's some truth to that, but the tech ecosystem is completely different. It's think anyone playing a part in the tech ecosystem can expect to feel very welcome. And it's part of the narrative that we're trying to create here, not just the expat looking for a different lifestyle and coming to enjoy cheaper housing that's more expensive for the local population, but a very different type of relationship between expats that want to come here, contribute to the local economy, participate in the ecosystem of the startups, and make money whilst doing that. And the ecosystem which you represent in many ways is very open to that. Is that fair?
Oh, for sure. As I mentioned in the beginning, we are now supporting 60 startups, but from 24 different nationalities. So I would say that this tech ecosystem is definitely very, very diverse. We are very welcoming. And so I think anyone from abroad would definitely feel welcoming here and be well integrated.
Well, thank you so much for everything you're doing to support the ecosystem, and that's more than I can detail in a short few minutes.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. You are also now part of the ecosystem, so welcome.
Yeah. Thank you all for joining us, and it was great hosting you, Rui. And please, if you want to learn about the startups that are in Rui's incubators and other startups, subscribe to our channel. And yeah, we're here somewhere. And it's been great to do this today.